Yeah, I still have to mess with it. You guys just get to see me be a professional streamer.
When's the sub button, dude?
Who knows?
If you streamed consistently.
Alright, so off we go. Fraxtil versus YjAlexis. Right off the bat, we have a Batcave with a Lord Bat. And into another Batcave. Not really what you want to see.
So, predictions coming into this?
I don't know exactly. Fraxtil, I think, is definitely a pretty strong racer. And I don't really know much about Alexis's recent racing performance. So kind of a bit of a, a dark horse and unknown here for me. The only race I've seen from Alexis recently is I believe they participated in a Dove Long Play race on
He raced
Necrobot
earlier
the other
today.
day.
He had his
Did he?
Yeah, he had a race earlier today, like a couple of hours ago.
Okay. Well, so, obviously putting in a little bit of practice. Very quick Obsidian Cat for this seed, so very, very strong weapon. Both the racers going to go for this potion here, just for a little bit of safety. Fraxtil picking up that Crown of Telepathy, though, giving them a little mapping, which is pretty nice. But coming down to see that they can't get through to that exit room, and they're going to have to go all the way around because, level 3 walls are a thing. Oh, but finding a trapdoor in the process, and some cookies, or a drumstick. And a pretty nice shop there, gonna get the Explorer's Boots there, protection against water and ooze and all those fun things. Alexis finding the same trapdoor as well. First boss is Fortissimo.
And look at that. Blueprint fixed his game, or Ryan's game. And they're going to be getting the same item out of their black chest, presuming they're both, or their purple chest even.
Yeah, they're probably gonna check their purple chest here.
I'd be surprised to see red, especially from Frax. Red is often good for mapping, but he's got a great mapping.
Right there, demonstration of the changes to luck. One with Lucky Charm, one without. Same item out of the boss chest.
War is a weird one in this situation. So it's nice to not have to worry, because now when you drop your multiplier, you're going to have 2 damage, but War Cat is super silly.
Yeah, the thing is, the way the cat plays, you want to be kind of dancing around enemies, like as they just like try and, fruitlessly hit you, and you just avoid hits while dealing damage to them. But War really screws that up by pushing enemies away from you as you dance around them, robbing you of some hits and potentially setting up some bad situations. Alexis, excuse me, taking a hit on the deep blues though, so no flawless here. Gonna be missing out on the boss chests, but that does mean gets out of the boss arena a little more quickly, and is going to take a little bit of an early lead here, going on to 3-1. Fraxtil finding a Ham though, I think wants the cookies though. Ham not really having much benefit when you've only got 3 heart containers over a cookie, which cookies are going to let you just kind of slowly restore those little bits of missing health. Whereas Ham, you're kind of tempted to wait until you're like on half a heart to use it. And then sometimes you do that and then you take a big hit and lose that last heart and a half and you're just dead. Cookies, you don't have that same problem. You just use it as you lose health.
Yeah, but the extra 5 beats it takes to eat them is nothing in a grand scheme of things.
Yeah, especially if you're eating those cookies like as you get downstairs or sliding on ice. Alexis though making a really strong push. Oh, Fraxtil kind of getting trolled there.
That was funny.
An Ice Beetle going down the trapdoor and then stepping next to him. The Ice Beetle, for some reason, because the game works in kind of silly ways, still being active despite being down the trapdoor, breaking its shell as it falls down the trapdoor and freezing the trapdoor shut. Thankfully, the exit was right there anyway, so not really missing out.
So Fraxtil has just lost his chance at a Lucky Charm. Let's hope Black Bats don't give him any trouble in Zone 4.
Alexis almost immediately hitting a tricky situation with a Warlock, getting himself harpied because of it. Fraxtil looking to clean up King Konga. Really nice teleport, really fast kill. I imagine we're probably going to check purple chest here and find that same transmute spell that Alexis has right now. And this is a really close race. Alexis, though, definitely leading the charge here.
So yeah, these races are in the titanium tier. So it's the tier above blood, but below obsidian, and then by extension below crystal.
Actually, need to answer the door really quick. I'll leave you to hold the fort down for a minute or so.
Oh boy.
Do me proud.
I sure hope none of them die. All right. This minus cap is kind of interesting. So it's a very, very good item. It's a very, very fast item, but Zone 5 is arguably when it's at its weakest. Like, even weaker than in Zone 4, where it can be a bit trolly. In Zone 5, I would say you probably want to keep that circlet, but it is partially a matter of personal preference. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people in Titanium, Will, who I feel could definitely be in Obsidian, and there's people in Titanium who could definitely be in Blood, and it's just because, like, in terms of racing skill. And the fact that they've competed before is what gives them the edge over people who have never competed before, and so get put in Blood. So he's taken the minus cap. Frax has. Alexis is rocking this Torch of Strength Ring of War, so that cat's never going to be doing any less than 3 damage, which is really nice, because 3 is the biggest threshold in the game.
Alright, I am back.
Crossing from 2 to 3 is
huge. Just in time to see Alexis get ogre dunked.
That was bad.
But it looks like Fraxtil had made quite a turnaround, because as that's happening to Alexis, they're starting the Coral Rift fight.
I missed exactly. I just looked away from Alexis's screen for a second, and I looked back, and he got ogred. It's all ogre for Alexis, unless Frax manages to die somehow.
Which, I mean, Fraxtil's still in a really comfortable position. There's 2 empty heart containers. There's a little bit of armor.
That's big.
Oh,
yeah.
Fraxtil
was in a spooky situation, but those 2 empty heart containers are going to fill themselves up when that potion, if it procs.
And that protection charm going to be
nice find.
Saving quite a bit of damage here.
Yeah, definitely. Protection charm is a very good item. Comparing it to the ring, it's as good as the ring, but
Fraxtil casting the wrong spell there, though, making the classic trying to blood transmute the Minotaur to death. Trust me, doesn't work. I've tried. Alright, but kind of nasty.
This double Electro.
Yeah, double Electromage is like that bad. Just kind of like slightly staggered. Really difficult to approach. Because they kind of like, you know, deny approaches at like 2 entire rows and columns when they are staggered like that. It's really nasty sometimes. Yeah, but there's a nice shot for you.
What a shot!
And
I'm killing.
Yeah, you didn't even need the double bomb, but plenty of bombs to spare, so no big deal. That Titanium Rapier is going to work a lot more nicely with that Ring of War.
That's a 3/5 War Rapier. That's insane. Right.
Skipping out on the Dove Charm, I don't necessarily hate that though. The Dove Charm can cause some weird situations sometimes.
I'll agree with that. I won't say that's not true. It can definitely get you when you're not expecting
it. Definitely. Okay, be careful with this Shopkeeper Ghost. That's like one of the last things that they really need to be careful about here. Because with that heavy plate, almost everything else is just going to be doing tickle damage here.
Over the shop again. I assume he's screen watching, realizes Alexis has died.
But the shop that they just killed. I will point that out.
This is a valid point that you make. I think there's a lot to be said for not checking the shop here. I think the time save is worth it over looking at their empty room and contemplating how much of a bad person you are for killing poor Freddy. But, you know.
It happens to the best of us, you know. You take shops for granted. You just assume they're going to be there even after you brutally murder him. Getting kind of trolled there by the knockback on that Skeleton Rider, taking a little bit of a ping. But doesn't really matter. Heavy plate and a potion on deck. Doesn't need anything out of the boss chest. Gonna be on to this Necromancer fight.
Meanwhile, let's just look at Alexis, who's in Zone 3 here with Obsidian Cat Courage. He's done a decent job of trying to catch up here. Frax dying would be, I mean, something maybe only I could bring upon him, but he's looking like he's pretty safe here, pretty comfortable.
Yeah, doing some lures pretty nicely. Got a bit of a scary ogre here, but clears that out. And down to 2 hits left. Still hasn't taken a single hit of damage here. Oh, there goes that.
But we're both good at this cursing thing, huh?
I mean, yeah, with that potion and half a heart, it's essentially just a half heart hit from that bomb. A little bit more damage for Dorian, but there's the last hit.
Nice lures and a 10-minute 07.
10:07, very solid race time.
Yeah, he ran that impressively. That's with that sort of time, he could definitely see himself being promoted if he keeps it up.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's race 1. Fraxtil taking that pretty convincingly, but only after YjAlexis taking a pretty nasty death. Up until that point, they were neck and neck, back and forth.
YjAlexis' death, I think he was a floor or 2 behind. So it was all in the, and he had a cat built as well, but with the torch of strength and the boots of strength. So he had a 3/5 cat. It was definitely all to play for. Oh, the bombing the tempo down trap
the double
to get
whammy.
The pawnbroker.
Yeah, the double whammy there.
Yeah.
Bombing the tempo down trap
Game
for
just doesn't
permanent
like-
tempo down, and it not being the food shop. So that's going to be a quick snappy reset from Fraxtil.
Yep, not losing a lot of time. It was worth checking. Again, it's this sort of mutually assured destruction is a good way of describing it, I think. If you don't check it and your opponent checks it and it's a good food shop, you're boned, right? It's so hard to come back from that. They've got so much more health, and these guys are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
so
health doesn't just translate to safety. Health is something you can very much kind of cash in as a resource to just get that extra little push when you need it. Just take some extra damage, do some extra blood magic, whatever it takes.
So we're seeing a difference in rat strats here. YjAlexis is going right rat, and Frax hasn't put it out yet.
Fraxtil is not going to put it out at all, I can tell you that. Fraxtil is not a fan of the rat at all. Which
missing out on those time saves from that dragon, but it's going to save you a lot of time, but if you're not comfortable with it, I definitely see not using it at all.
The rat definitely does present some really strange situations at times. There looks like a potion there. Just gonna skip out on it though. Go straight for the trapdoor. Both of these neck and neck here. Nice gold kill on Fraxtil's side.
Nice gold kill.
And they're entering the Deep Blues arena at exactly the same time.
Yep, they're doing pretty much the same thing. They're just doing their kills. YjAlexis going for the bomb. Frax is going for the bomb.
Frax going for the gold kill.
He's going for the gold
Saving the bomb. Very nice. And a plate armor from the black chest.
Later.
So
he's got about 4 extra beats doing that gold kill. If there's no bombs in this zone 2, if there's only 2 bombs, for example, in the entire rest of the run that they find, then those 4 beats Frax just use, winning the race.
Yeah, exactly. Those bombs sometimes are the big difference.
Oh, that's a Shrine of Darkness.
Yeah, both of them finding it's pretty impossible to miss considering the layout of this floor. So, let's turn out the lights.
All right. So they're going to be checking their shops a little more often than they would be.
Fraxtil's
still not going out of their way for them at this point.
Fraxtil's, both of them actually skipping that 2-1 shop. I think having a reasonable degree of confidence.
Oh, goodness, that's a good shop. That's a good shop.
Ooh, Ring of Frost is a pretty good ring swap to go for.
YjAlexis taking that torture walls, so it's just a 1 damage torch. You already have a map.
Yeah, 1 vision torch. Yeah.
A 1 damage torch, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the torch of strength you're talking about there.
Yeah. Alright, you got me. There's no reason for him to be bombing that Minotaur when he has Ring of Frost. I don't think he realized.
Yeah, a little bit of a...
never mind.
A little bit wasteful of resources.
Not decide it, I'm afraid.
But more efficient routing through bombing through that narrow channel there. So
yeah, definitely worth the well, that's the bomb he saved, right? That's coming in handy.
Yeah, exactly.
So YjAlexis has got Frost Staff, which is really good. It's gonna basically be 2 hits and you kill everything along that line.
Yeah.
Just tap and it's all dead.
YjAlexis though not really
Whereas
knowing
Frax is running this Obsidian Spear.
Or maybe just looking for the drum to... No, Alexis just electing to not do a quick kill against Horriff and taking a hit from a tentacle here.
Yep.
Maybe,
there goes the item. That goes the... Well, it could be an Obsidian Spear. It could have been... He could have checked purple, so it might have been a shield spell or a freeze spell. That could be a really, really critical mistake.
Yeah, we'll see we'll see how it turns out.
But this Starfrost is pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to seeing how good this Starfrost actually is, because I've had it a couple times and it's been fast.
I feel like
really
it maybe helps partly nullify one of the major downsides of stat. Well, downsides / upsides depending on your luck. When it comes to Zone 4 concerning Warlocks.
Yeah.
Because that means they're going to freeze everything in a line, which means that if you teleport into a Warlock and that there's an enemy, like, you know, directly in line with that, next to the Warlock, it's going to get frozen and isn't going to instantly hit you when you take that teleport. But once to the side, you're still going to be vulnerable to those.
No. Oh gosh, Frax has taken his own bomb on Conga.
Ooh, that's rough.
Gonna lose his item. Gonna drop down to 2 hearts. Alexis, however, is doing a really good job of giving him a run for his money on being on low health right now, and is on 1.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for
3-3.
Not looking too great for Alexis. Very low health. You know, that armor's gonna help probably make it 2 hits, but depending what hits him next, could be his last.
Yeah. So another minus cap for Frax. Had one last run. Get one again this run in Zone 4.
I think if I'm Fraxtil, I'm checking that shop.
It seems like he's screen watching, and if he is screen watching and he knows where Alexis is, I think you've definitely got the time to check it. You just hop in. If it's bad, you just walk out, right? And if it's good, then you've spent like 20 beats getting an item that is going to save you 30, right? If that, like, probably more.
Okay, finding lots of gargoyles though. There we go. There's a little bit of cheese.
There's some food. If I'm him, I'm just ditching that shuriken. It's not worth keeping that shuriken.
Yeah, one shuriken's not going to give you a lot of mileage. It's that extra food for safety is definitely worth.
Yep. All right.
Okay, yeah, and Alexis checking that shop that Fraxtil skipped. Some titanium axe looks like.
Or Frank's getting a little boned by that ogre there on the edge of its range.
Ooh. So yeah, both the racers pretty close here. It's a 4-2 versus 4-3 here. I mean, Alexis definitely has the faster weapon here. Titanium Axe Frost is a really strong combination. But, oh no, the confusion!
Oh, goodness. Zone 4 takes another Alexis run.
Oh man, yeah, no. Zone 4 is being the bane of Alexis right now. I think getting tripped up by the confusion trap. Just sitting there poking the barrel until this harpy just flies in and takes him out.
Axe is not a broadsword. Yep, that's right, Elad. So this Ring of Regen pickup over the Ring of Frost is, I think I like it.
Oh yeah,
there's
definitely
not many high health things, unlike in like Zone 2 and Zone 3 where you've got things like Golems and Ghoulems. Oh, sorry, 2 and 4 where you've got Golems and Ghoulems, and having that Frost is nice. In Zone 5, it's just the mini-boss. That's it. That's the only thing with any more health than 3.
Yeah, especially considering that Alexis
just went
down. Regen is definitely a very strong choice here.
Yeah. Regen gets even better with that armor, so that's like 1 or 2 free hits before. It's a really good ring here, and the Ring of Frost is not doing a lot when you're one-shotting 90% of your enemies.
Okay, so at this point, Alexis knows that he is dependent on Fraxtil just dying. So going out of his way to explore new territory, finding the blood shop that he missed in the first run, getting a glass axe out of it, trying to get the lucky charm, but it's stuck under a metal door, and a leprechaun cannot
you're never
spawn.
Gonna get that. Not possible.
Well, he could if he spends his bombs to destroy the walls next to the door, which would remove the door itself and then allow the leprechaun to spawn. But probably not too keen on spending 2 bombs to get a leprechaun. Alright, so yeah, Fraxtil pushing ahead. They are on Dead Ringer. With enough bombs for the Necromancer fight, so pretty easy right side starting spawn here. Should be able to clean this up pretty nicely. There we go, no problem. Flawless, not that they need the boss chests. Alexis with pushing with a really spooky build here. Darkness, Glass Axe. I mean, it's really fast, but I mean, when your opponent is just about to finish the game, probably not fast enough. Wisely dodging that Ogre Club, keeping Dorian up at high health. And there's the first hit.
Alexis not really in any sort of...
Oh, and there goes Alexis going down, but yeah, I think already knew this race was probably over.
Yeah, unless this Necrodancer takes 10 minutes, I think Frax might have it.
I don't see that happening, to be completely honest.
Well,
did just get frozen, but there's the last hit.
Is.
And that's going to be a sub-10 run. Win 2 goes to Fraxtil.
GG. I'm gonna stay with you tentatively. My race is in about 40 minutes. You're casting that one too, I think. It's with Arbu.
Right. Yeah, let me look at the schedule again here really quick. What else do we have here? After this, we're gonna have Yuo versus Abu Yazan, which is part of the Obsidian tier, which is where we really start to see the gloves start to come off there, and things get really serious.
And then it's Naaman and King Torture, which is another titanium
which is
race.
titanium. Which this race is titanium, and we're seeing some really strong play here too. Oh,
and there's the shopkeeper variants we talked about. There's the throw, and there's the chance. You just have to roll it.
Yep, I just got. Looks like Alexis is actually just gonna roll with that glass harp that's in the chest next to it.
That's interesting. It's a lot less safe, I think I would argue, and probably most people would agree, than this longsword. The question is he taking the jaw?
Nope.
And the answer is no.
Gonna skip
which I
on
agree
the
with.
jaw. So Alexis with an early lead here, also getting a battle shovel out of that bloodshot. A little bit less useful when you've got a high damage weapon like a glass harp, but could see some application. But Fraxtil going out of their way to break open some crates, getting some extra gold, an extra bomb there. So taking a little bit of a back seat with respect to the positioning right now. But I think the longsword is probably ultimately the faster weapon in the hands of most racers.
So that's looking like that's got to be the bloodshot, right? But he's just totally ignoring it.
I think was probably screen watching and realized nothing in there that they really want. So
yeah, that seems likely. I think based on the first race, Frax, it looks like he's screen watching, and even the second.
Yeah, I
as well,
imagine probably maybe being hopeful that they can keep the. Oh, Alexis just not burning enough beats, or maybe thinking the harp is a broadsword.
Dang.
Pro tip:
Harp's
the harp
not a broadsword.
is not a broadsword. Neither is the axe.
Neither is the axe.
None of them are broadswords. The Warhammer kind of is a broadsword.
So that's
Alexis,
the one
new one.
I think Alexis might be screen watching as well, because he's now going for this glass shot because he realizes, well, hey, the harp's kind of spooky. I clearly don't know how it works. I think it's a broadsword. No, he's taking this longsword build this time.
Nope. After two failed throws, just gonna go straight back to the harp again.
Just glass shopkeeper being himself.
Yeah.
So there is a way to make it a lot more consistent. Even then, not 100%, but you can make it a lot more consistent by
and then immediately losing the glass harp again and going back to trying to get the longsword. So yeah,
Alexis is having a little bit of an internal battle here.
We're definitely seeing
to harp or not to harp.
Alexis definitely not comfortable with the harps, and just gonna go for a longsword build, taking the jaw.
He's rolling true glass, yeah, with that jaw.
Yeah, I think realizes needs to catch up, so is just gonna go for maxing out that damage and pushing as hard as possible.
Yeah, I think he knows now from the first two races that he can't rely on Frax dying, because Frax is pretty good at getting that build together and not dying from what we've seen.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't do the same thing he did last time. He has to really, really make Frax run and make Frax scared. That's the only time he's going to get to die.
Oh, there's a really nice find for Fraxtil, getting the deep blues chest and some Ring of Piercing, which is going to trivialize the staple enemy of Zone 3 here. Riders are just going to go down in one hit with that glass longsword and piercing.
And then likewise, your staple Zone 4 enemies, the Blade Masters, are going to be just really slow, really low damage enemies. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, low damage is still high damage with glass, right? But they're not going to be any threat at all.
Oh, he will not be hit by a Miner's Cap could take that again. Going for the
there it is.
The hat trick.
3 out of 3 Miner's Caps,
so to speak.
Yep. 3-1. Got a pretty comfortable lead right now. Exactly one zone. Alexis is just killing his Minotaur while Frax kills his Minotaur. They both have a potion. So the potion for Alexis is, I mean, it's good because he's got the glass jaw. So after that shatters and the potion procs, he's still going to be alive, but without a weapon because he's still got that glass weapon.
Okay. I'm glad Hyena picked up on that one. Thank you.
Well, I didn't want to validate you.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
So that's a godlike transmog for...
Oh, Alexis getting cornered by the Armadillo Mole combination. And losing
this
armor.
Glass build? The Frax's glass build just turned into the total opposite build.
Oh, yeah, wow.
So he transmogged his armor to plate mail, which, I mean, literally never happens. Try it yourself, you will always get a gi, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's been tried and tested. It's literally impossible. Fraxtil, making history right here. The first ever plate armor transmog.
Yeah, it's never happened before. I've never seen it. Cannot report it. But this is another 3-5 rapier with piercing, just because it wasn't good enough already. And with plate armor and a potion.
Yeah, gonna check purple here for a fireball spell.
And
why
a
not?
drumstick. It's ridiculous. He has a great build. And, I mean, he's shown us that he knows how to run this kind of build, so if I'm Frax, I'm feeling pretty confident. He's not realizing he can just kill the Blade Masters. There we go, we figured it out.
Yeah, this is a super good push build. Getting a little bit of lighting there, the basic torch. Not really doing anything with that Miner's Cap, because the Miner's Cap does carry lighting inherently. But, whatever. Flesh out all the slots.
Change, no? That's pretty much where it's going to come in handy.
Could really easily break this urn open with that fireball spell. And it's going to do just that. Gets a shield spell and a stack of cookies for his trouble.
It's going to pay for itself. He's going to keep the rapier, which is... I like... The longsword's good, though. I think there's a case to be made for both.
Yeah, for sure, but I think with the damage up that they're sporting right now, I think the rapier is the better choice here, because that's going to be a reliable 3 damage, whereas, with the longsword, it's going to be a variable 2 to 4 damage. Getting up to 4 damage, not really going to do you a whole lot, but being down at 2 damage could potentially cause you problems. Could switch to the axe here, though, and is going to maybe... Nope, back to the rapier.
Yeah, again, what you said about a consistent 3 damage is a pretty big point.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that just ability to kill your purple orcs in 1 hit, regardless of what your multiplier is. And also, he may not know that the axe isn't a broadsword.
Yeah, so. That is true. That is something that we're seeing a lot of racers not really knowing.
Yeah. Could get himself a second cap here if he wants. I think it's worth considering.
I think contemplating maybe replacing their glass shovel. That just broke to that back there, but
yeah, I think that's worth considering because that.
Not even gonna check the chest.
Completely
comfortable with everything they've got right now, and I mean, like, what would you even want? You've got 2 spells. You've got a really good ring. You've got a really good weapon. You've got a little bit of food. What would you want?
Yeah, pretty much. This is. I mean, he could sub-9 this if he really pushes. No, he can't do that. It's going to be a fast run, though, no doubt about it. It's going to be sub-10.
I think sub-9 isn't out of the question.
Well, if you give Necrodancer a really, really generously low 30-second estimate.
Although still doing some shopping here. I'm swapping to heavy glass.
Oh, I don't like that at all. I hate that.
I agree with that, but ultimately we're looking at a 5 heart build with a potion on deck and a shield spell ready to be used. I'm not really sure it matters either way.
True, but we're all about criticizing decisions that don't make a difference, aren't we?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There goes one hit of the heavy glass. Alexis.
Yeah, I do not like that change. That could be really scary, actually. That's going to send him down to no armor, and if a couple dead ringer dunks go the wrong way, that's just he's just made his build a lot worse for no reason.
Yeah, Alexis with pretty much the same build, like pushing as hard as he can, but you know, Fraxtil here just about to start dead ringer. It's like they're starting their respective bosses at exactly the same time. Alexis popping the heart transplant, just mash through that death metal fight as fast as possible. And getting out
Alexis
of his own
is giving Frax a lot more of a run for his money this race, I think, than he has in the previous two. He's made it past Zone 4.
I think it's just unfortunate that Alexis spent so much time waffling about what to start the run with. Because I think if there hadn't
he's going to get electromaged pretty badly.
If you hadn't spent this race with like a good 2 minutes just debating about whether to run with the harp or to try and kill the shopkeeper, you might see this. You might see a complete reversal of what we've got right now.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, Frax would have gone faster if Alexis had been on his butt the whole time. But even then, like it's definitely feasible that Alexis has the lead here if that doesn't stop. It is a lot to do with that variance of the glass shopkeeper.
Oh, but the tricky devil getting shocked and activating, taking Alexis down as Fraxtil finishes
there it is.
Sub-10 run in game time. 9:43, and that is a 3-0 sweep in Fraxtil's favor.
Yeah, there it is. That's a really good run. It was a sub-10, even with that bit of extra shopping. He didn't die, so he didn't get punished for that awful heavy glass change, but he raced very well in all 3 of those. Alexis raced also pretty well. That was honestly a really good series to watch. Alexis had unfortunate deaths.
Yeah, very strong. I mean, the 3-0. I don't think the 3-0 tells the whole story here.
No, it was like every race was inched in Frax's favor, honestly.
It ultimately came down to a neck-and-neck race where they were pushing just as hard, and Alexis then, just takes a death and, lets Fraxtil just close it out. But very closely matched race for sure. But yeah, that's it for right now. The next race is going to be in 25 minutes, and it's between...
I don't know about that race. Who is it?
It's between Kane and Abu Yazan, which is going to be our first Obsidian race on this cast, at least. We've already had a few. There was Goof versus Flame Haze, Pansler versus Mayuma, and Mayuma versus Dark Freak. Mayuma putting on a surprisingly strong showing to start, taking 5 out of his 6 possible points. So being a very strong contender for promotion outside of Obsidian. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, Kane versus Abuzan, this is going to be both of your first races of the season. So, both of you looking to start the season undefeated, I'm sure.
Hopefully. Abu's going to give me like a really hard race, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, Abu, very strong racer for sure. He's been in Necrobot races very frequently and always puts in really strong times. But on that note, I think we've got some time to kill. I think I might do some cadence races or some cadence runs of my own.
I guess I'll hop out of the cast now. I'll get my stream set up, my RTMP working.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the race room in a little bit.
Yep.
Take care.
Thank you.